Boom. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, STK, Surviving the Knicks podcast, season trade, episode dose. And yeah, man, tonight we got Coach. Ed Dollars will be here shortly, as will WallStreet. WallStreet needed some extra time, I guess, fix his car or harass people in the street. I don't know. Ed is probably watching the Yankees game. Oh, Ed just made it. Ed just made it. Telling you, man, Ed just made it. But STK season 3, episode 2. Ed just made it in, looking like he just woke up from a nap. that Yankees game put you to sleep. I know. I was watching it for a little bit. But welcome to the show, fellas. Glad y'all here. WallStreet's coming late. Coach, what's going on, buddy?
Shout out to my young guys, man. Shout out to all my avenues athletes, specifically. They've been bigging up the podcast and commenting and tormenting me during workouts last couple of weeks. So, yeah, shout out to those guys. They also mentioned they're ready to buy merch. So merch is
okay. It's coming.
Other than that, basketball, soccer season. Life is good, man. Knicks are 2-0 in the preseason. Looking fast.
Looking fast. There you go. Ed, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm tired because I had to put one of my kids to sleep, and she made me sleep with her, and I passed out. And then the alarm rang, and I knew I had to get back on the podcast. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the talk today. I'm excited to shout out to the New York Jets, New York Giants, yo. We got 3-2 and 4-1. Yankees are winning.
The Jets are 3-2.
Yeah, Jets are 3-2.
Listen, man, they're gonna let you down. Mets, Jets, Nets. They're always gonna let you down. Don't count on them.
Hanging out with this guy.
Listen, man. They're like. Listen, don't get your hopes up, man. They're like deadbeat dads. You think every Christmas is gonna happen?
I'm gonna be Yoda on you, yo.
Oh man.
The force be with you.
Yeah. Oh man. So tonight we got a great show for y'all out there. The Knicks have not played since beating Indiana. So tonight we're gonna do a little forecasting, and we got some around the NBA stuff. We got some in-house stuff to talk about as well. But they beat the Pacers last game. They smacked them. It was like 133-117. Not the conventional game that I think we'd see from a Tibbs team, but nonetheless they got the win. Obi with the between the legs dunk. Basically almost got Julius traded right after that dunk. And it's it is what it is. So, Ed, what were your thoughts on the last game?
I thought the Knicks looked good. I always kind of look at the different units playing together. Although the score was out of hand, it was pretty close in the first half. And that's what I'm looking at. But, RJ was effective. I mean, he shot, 5 for 16. And Brunson shot 4 for 14. That's just off the dome, guys. I didn't even look at that. I just saw it from last week. That's off the dome. Okay. But the bottom line is
off the dome, impressive.
RJ was 3 for 7 from threes, and Brunson was managing the offense extremely well. You spoke about Obi, and Obi's just dominating. He had 24. Oh my God, there's WallStreet.
He got a WallStreet signing.
Yeah,
you mentioned Obi.
And he's not in his car, which is good. He's got
just into my house.
We got you, brother.
Preseason.
I thought we were going tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Now you gotta check your calendar. Y'all decided Tuesdays. So, But
are we live right now?
Yes, we are.
Wow.
Are we live?
The antics.
They see me?
The WallStreet antics.
Everyone can see you.
Go ahead, break down the Obi's been dominant, 24 points. In 10
Obi was
minutes.
dominant. Not only did he have the between the legs dunk, but the most impressive thing was he was 4 for 5 from 3. And his threes were just raining down, and they were from all over the perimeter. And that's an aspect that we haven't really seen from his game. Julius played okay. He was also effective in the second half. You know what I'm seeing from Julius is he's letting everybody cook in the first half. I think he's letting the world, the media, and us as fans, and us as the media know that he knows the deal. So he's not pushing it. He's not trying to force his shot. And when the shot comes to him in the second half, he's taking it. He basically did well in the third quarter. But, I'll reserve my comments on OB for a little later on our chat. But I think the Knicks played well, man. The Knicks are playing well. They played fast. Quickly was also very, very good in the game. And it's nice to see, who didn't play well was Cam. Cam started in this game, and he looked terrible, man. He looked all over the place. But one thing that Cam does have that none of the other Knicks have is he has athleticism. He does these moves that maybe go in, maybe don't go in, but when they go in, they look amazing. Like he did a spin through the backboard off the glass move that looked amazing. He tried it early in the game, it looked trash. So Cam is the only one of the night that was not impressive to me. But everyone else looked pretty good.
Okay. All right. Coach B from the Bronx. What's shaking, brother?
Yo, man.
Besides the fact that Julius almost got traded after that game.
I forgot to mention that I was at Rucker Park when they had that little celebrity Knicks joint, and it was cool to see Speedwalk. I'm gonna sign my hoodie. Amari out there, so Raymond Felton, Clyde and Earl Monroe was out there, so like it was just a big crowd. But for the game, definitely seeing Obi shoot, and like they clipped up Obi hitting like 3 or 4 in a row. I think it was like at least 3 in a row. I'm like, yo, he's opening up the floor for everybody, and like it's fun to watch Obi play well because he's just a fun energy guy. Gets easy baskets, doesn't try too hard, doesn't try to make too many crazy moves. Yeah, in the past he's fumbled it a little bit, but he looks solid right now. And when the game starts to matter, I hope that he could have a chance to play in those moments down the stretch and give us the same kind of energy. Definitely Jalen Brunson makes all the difference to this team as far as like getting easy baskets, being super unselfish, and being efficient, man. The score, his shooting percentage doesn't say so, but like taking care of the ball and like making basketball plays instead of trying really, really hard like some of our players do because they don't got the same kind of skill set, same kind of footwork as Jalen Brunson. Like it's fun.
Okay.
Cam, man, oh man, like we need Cam to do well. Like 6'8" wings that are athletic and can defend are very hard to come by. But like if he's not gonna make shots, like definitely he struggled at Duke in the beginning as well, like just making shots and finding his groove. So like just understanding that you're playing with, Ford that's gonna demand the ball, and you're still playing with RJ who demands the ball. You gotta not just catch and shoot, man. Knock him down for now, and all that extra stuff you can save it.
Yeah.
For
Cam was dominant in high school, man. Like the kid, I thought it was gonna be like him and RJ's show at Duke, and then Zion just eclipsed everybody. But
for real,
I think he has a problem finding his spot.
Yeah, so like if he can ever settle in and be more patient, and hopefully Fournier and Quentin Grimes take a little bit longer to come back, that way he gets a chance to get going, because once they get plugged in, there'll be no minutes for him. Deuce, enjoy your minutes while they last, and shout out to Quick. 17 points for Quick, 24 for Obi. Man, that tandem going forward is gonna be fun to watch. Like I love them.
All right. And last but not least, the infamous WallStreet Hec. What's going on, my brother? Yes,
Nothing
we're on
much,
Tuesdays.
man.
We're on Tuesdays now.
On Tuesdays. I thought we were going after the games, but
we switched to listen, you guys decided it.
I said,
enough in-house
Yeah.
talk.
Well, I got caught up late, so I was listening to the game, not even on the radio because they wasn't playing on the radio. I had to go listen to somebody else that was like calling it live on YouTube. But
Yankee
I'm
game
watching.
talking about?
Huh?
Yankee game or the
Knick game the game that passed, the one that you guys are talking about, yeah. But yeah, man, like you guys touched on the quickly OB tandem. It looks like it's growing. We've been watching this thing grow from, I remember watching them play the first G League game before, or not the G League, the first Summer League game. Right after they got signed. And that's when they first started to show these little flashes. And, it takes a while to translate into fast-paced NBA basketball, mid-season basketball, and especially postseason basketball. It might be another 3 or 4 years, but we might see that tandem working effectively in the postseason. Hopefully we see it, working well right now early on in the season and see what happens from there. But yeah, I think that Obi needs to crack the starting lineup. And I saw Cam. I don't know if Cam's game is translating. I don't know if Cam is getting better. I don't think every time I see him, I don't know. But I haven't watched him play much. And I know he was out there the other night. And what was the lineup? It was Brunson, RJ, right? They put RJ at the 2, right? So that they could drop Cam at the 3. Because what position did Cam play?
2.
Cam was at the 2. So who was at the 3? They had RJ at the 3.
No, Cam was at the 3. RJ.
I think Cam was at the 3. Yeah, I think they had Cam at the small forward because again, it's all about the question mark in the lineup, right? We got to check at the 1, and I was thinking about that early. It was like, man, because when's the last time the Knicks had a good point guard? And this is New York City. This is supposed to be the birthplace of the point guard. When you really go back. So there should be a lot of pressure on Brunson right now, and I think that if he can play well, and Brunson can really bring out RJ and really could bring out Julius and excel himself. We're gonna need like 17 plus, and we're gonna need like 6 assists from him. But I was thinking about that the other day. I think that the big thing right now is, can they figure out the 3 spot, and is Brunson gonna be that guy, that New York City point guard that that we haven't had in a long time? And then we got Julius, who is, quote unquote, semi-proven, semi-tested. He cracked the All-Star. I think that he still got a lot of great basketball in him. We got RJ Barrett, the rising star. And now, I feel like we look pretty balanced, but we got to figure out that 3 spot. I do not like Cam Reddish at that 3 spot. And how the heck does Cam Reddish look better at the 3 than Obi? How do you say, all right, I got a question mark at the 3. I like RJ at the 2. I like Brunson at the 1. I like Julius at the 4. I got Mitch at my 5. Who is my 3? I'm playing this juggling game. Evan Fournier. Oh, that doesn't work. Why is Obi last on the list?
Why Evan don't work? Who said that?
Mean,
why?
Look at the.
Let's look at it. He made 200 threes.
Ask Ed. That's a question for Ed. Ed.
With the
numbers.
Take it to the numbers guy. Ed, with
the numbers.
You made 200 threes last year, right? That's what the numbers.
Just woke up. He's like numbers.
With
Evan Fournier
with the numbers. Does Evan Fournier work at the
numbers? Say he made 200 threes.
All right.
He broke the single Knicks season record for threes. 300.
Come on now.
Something threes.
And how many did he take? And how many did he give up? Hey, listen. How many points is it when you hit 6 threes in a game, but you gave up 7?
What's his plus minus?
You know what I'm saying? 30 points ain't nothing if you give up 32.
And don't even want to.
Those numbers next week. Yeah,
We gotta do these numbers. We gotta do. Listen,
So
I think they want to make Cam work. I think it can, because if it does work, that's kind of like a death lineup in a way. Because there you got a super athletic lineup, and Obi at the 4, Cam at the 3, RJ at the 2.
yeah, you're right. Cam Reddish.
I think that's
Cam Reddish
I
has.
don't think that's the def lineup. The def
It
lineup
could be.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna be definitely jumping over people. I mean, it's
has to have quickly.
Guys, the
It could
reason
be-
why Cam doesn't work is because he doesn't work hard. He was good in high school when he let his athleticism play out. That's when high school players are better than other players. But in college, he didn't work. In the pros, he's not working. He has a bit of he plays like that kid that knows he's nice, but doesn't really work hard. He doesn't try. So that's evident. And unfortunately, this is the year you have to go all out because he's playing for an extension. His rookie extension is due this year, and the Hawks didn't want to pay it. I know the Knicks feel bad for trading that first round pick for him because, whether it by circumstance or whatever, Cam hasn't really showed out. He hasn't had the opportunity to show out, and he's too far in the depth lineup. He won't play. He's, right now he's number 11. There's 5 other players that's going to be playing before he even plays. So they either should trade him or they should trade Rose, Julius, and Evan to make room for him.
Man.
So let's not jump ahead because that was actually our third topic. But you made a great point, Ed. You're right. I definitely see him, a kid that's super talented but isn't working, and it's not working out for him. It's probably he's not getting any run. But Wall Street, you had a great transition to our next topic, which is Obi's emergence. Which, I mean, if he has another stellar game tomorrow against the Pacers,
Don't say it.
it's I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, just
Don't say
he might write Julius's ticket out of New York. I don't know. I'm just looking at it from afar, right? Wall Street. With Obi's emergence, if he continues to play as well as he can him and Julius coexist on the same team, or do one of them have to go?
Let me tell you something. Thibodeau is insane to have put Cam Reddish ahead of Obi in the starting lineup in a preseason game, in practice, in the park. Obi Toppin has earned way more than Cam Reddish on this team. Cam Reddish needs to be started. And let me tell you something else. And if he keeps on doing that, they're going to be at the Garden, and the fans are going to be screaming Obi to the point where Tibbs is going to have to play him. And he's a knucklehead. So you know what Tibbs is going to do? He's going to move Julius to the 5, and Julius is going to be guarding Joel Embiid and Jokic and these guys for the rest of the season. And he's insane for doing that. And he's insane. And the proof is in the pudding. He actually put Cam in the position. Even if it was in a preseason game, he put Cam in the small forward position over Obi. He had Evan Fournier over Obi.
Obi's not a 3.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
This is literally the second year we've been telling
Alex.
you.
Hey, Alex. Yeah. Alex
Obi
Rodriguez
plays the power forward position.
Alex Rodriguez.
He's better. He's better at that
Alex
position.
Rodriguez is not a third baseman.
He's better at
Alex.
the 4.
Alex Rodriguez was not a third baseman. And you know why? When he came to the Yankees,
Alex Rodriguez is all world.
When he came to the Yankees, you had a question. I got 2 great shortstops. Who do I move out of position? The one with the bigger arm. In this case, it was the one with the more athletic
Obi
arm.
doesn't play shortstop.
Yeah, but if he's so athletic, he can jump out the gym. You know that's a play defense. The big question mark at Obi at the 3 is, can he defend? Because a lot of the 3s in the league, they do not want to chase Obi up and down the court. Obi runs like the Randy Moss of the NBA. He gets down that sideline, he catches those touchdown passes, and he yams it. So now the question is, can he defend the smaller 3s? Right? Can he defend Golden State?
Do you want Obi on the perimeter, or do you want him cutting?
If I'm coaching, I'm telling him this. Listen, you either gonna play with Julius and work hard to become a perimeter defender, and with that length and that explosiveness, and then you got to think about it like this: if you put Obi at the 3, what do you have behind you? You have Mitch and you have Julius, which are willing defenders. So you could tell Obi, you don't have to sag all day. You could get up. You could let them pass you. You could play behind them. You could play next to them. You don't have to play back. Allow them to get to the basket. And then when they get there, they're going to meet your athleticism. They're going to meet Mitch's athleticism. They're going to meet Julius's girthiness. They're going to meet RJ's athleticism. So let them get to the basket. No jump shots. And that's how you get an athletic big to guard the perimeter. When you get an athletic big to guard the perimeter at the 3 spot, there's only one reason why you would be doing that. The only reason you would be doing that is because you're big already. So in order to stay big, you got to get big at the 3. So what do you do with that big at the 3? You tell them to push up. You push them up. Yo, don't let them shoot. Real quick, if you get a switch and you find yourself out on an island with Steph Curry, get on them, get behind them, and get them to the basket. Don't let Steph Curry shoot. Make him get a layup over Mitch.
Yeah, I think you should go to YouTube, watch Curry's highlights of big guys trying to guard him on the perimeter.
All right. You gotta get there though.
Coach, you've been raring to go. Let's go.
Please think about this for a second. I got this young guy, right? This fantastic basketball player on a rookie deal. Mm-hmm. Then I got this other guy, right? Starter, former All-Star, super effective, already paid. Why am I trying to ship either one of them? Just make this shit work. Like, take your time, let the young boy wait his turn, and ride this wave out, man, because when it's over, it's over. Obi's going to get paid. Julius on his way out. End of story. But to think about, get rid of him right now, trade him right now, I'm like, yes, the kid maybe needs some more minutes. But you got to give Julius Randle a chance to fail first. Like, we haven't been in a position where it's like, all right, he got everything he needed, and he just failed. Atlanta, everybody claimed it was a one-pony show, whatever. It didn't work out for us. Now, right, we go back into the playoffs. You know, we see our first matchup. We see our next matchup. Let Julius Randle fail and say, all right, we gave you a chance. It didn't work. We're riding with the young guy. But I definitely think overall it makes more sense to keep the talent that we have. Like, we're not going to get equal value if we try to shop a guy saying, oh, yeah, we got the next guy that's better than him. And plus, you'll never get equal value for Julius Randle. Everybody thinks he's crazy. Let him go out hot. Obi at the 3, WallStreet. I'm kind of with you. All right, a little bit. But here's the thing, though. He literally can't guard nobody. And yes, you could run people off the line, but against the great players, they get into the free throw line. You know, they're getting that extra free throw on him. They're burning him in different sets or like pick and roll situations. It'll be real tough. Definitely, I don't know what to do with the 3. You know, Cam, you got the chance. Fournier will be back in the lineup soon, and everything will seem kind of normal-ish. But until they both get to play with Jalen Brunson, Fournier, and Quentin Grimes, like this is what we got. Everyone, just take it easy, enjoy the season. All right. Let Julius Randle try to play good basketball. Let Obi continue to play good basketball. And let Jalen Brunson sort out who's going to be doing what.
Trade Julius.
Yo,
get him to Phoenix. We'll take him.
Tibbs. You got one job, bro. Like, don't mess this up. Like, literally, it's set up for you to be successful, for the team to run, all right, to have a lot of fun. Don't mess this up. You see how, like, the fresh legs is working for us now? It'll work a little bit later on, okay? Pair quickly and Grimes and McBride, if we even get that deep, with Jalen Brunson. You know, let Derrick Rose get 12, 15 minutes backing up Jalen Brunson. You know, let Obi and Quickly spend their 18 to 20 minutes together. All right, let Julius Randle slide down and play the 5 a little bit. All right, that way Obi gets a little bit more run. All right, yes, we paid Hartenstein. Yes, we got Jericho. Yes, we got Mitch. But this game is about spacing the floor right now. All right, the traditional big that can't space the floor doesn't need 30 minutes. He needs at least 24, and he needs to close the game. Let's not overthink this. All right.
Okay. Good, great points. Great takes, Coach. Great takes, Coach. Hey, what are your thoughts?
Okay, guys. Obi plays the 4. That's his position. He doesn't play the 3. He doesn't play the 2. He doesn't play the 1.
Ari Markkinen played the 3 for the
only
Cavaliers.
Plays the 4 for the New York Knickerbockers. Okay. Julius Randle only plays the 4 for the New York Knickerbockers. He don't play the 1, 2, 3, and he barely ever plays the 5.
He definitely played the 1.
For whatever reason,
he was a 1-5 for most of the year.
For whatever reason, Tibbs does not believe that the Randle OB connection can work because he wants to guard the perimeter. He wants to guard the paint. All right. So he has Mitch in there at all times. He has a big guy in there. He needs someone else. He's either going to have Randle or he's going to have Obi. We drafted Obi in the 2020 draft, number 8 overall. All right. There were plenty of guards in there. The guard from the All-Star, the guy that's going to be an All-Star, Halliburton from the Pacers that the Kings wrongfully traded, was available to us. We decided against it. We picked the power forward because we didn't believe in Randle. The following year, Randle had a breakout year, the COVID year. He was all third year, all NBA, All-Star, everything. And we made the mistake of giving him $120 million over 5 years, which begins this year. Okay. The problem with the Knicks is business, man. And when you have a young talent, you have to pay that young talent because then you're hurting his future value. We don't know what Obi can do. In fact, the only time he had a consistent role with the Knicks for more than 20-something minutes was at the end of last year. For the last 10 games, he averaged 20 points. He had 5.4 rebounds, 2.3 assists in about 30 minutes. He shot 57% from the floor and 44.8% from three-point line in those 10 games when we finally sat Randle.
You wanted numbers, you got numbers.
There you go.
Rebounds are disgusting.
The problem with having a rotation of Brunson, RJ, Randle, Mitch, and Grimes and Fournier is that you got too many ball-heavy, ball-oriented people. Randle wants the ball. His PER is off the charts. He wants the ball. He can't move without the ball. Obi, on the other hand, is perfect moving without the ball. He creates his own opportunities by running up and down the court. So if anything, in a perfect world, Obi should be in the starting lineup and Randle should be coming off the bench. The biggest problem is that we paid Randle starters money, and Randle's the only all-NBA player we have. So the front office has to alleviate this situation because Tibbs will never do it. Tibbs is going to play the better person. And unfortunately, theoretically, Randle is theoretically the better person, but not for the New York Knicks. He's the better player, but not for this team. We got to trade Randle immediately and get whatever returns we can get to unleash and unlock this offense. I think
you're dumping him for free.
And Wall Street, the truth will set you guys free.
You're dumping him.
He's the modern Amari Stoudemire, running up and down the court. Doesn't even need the ball. If he doesn't need the ball, you have the ball in Brunson and RJ's hands.
Certain experts don't know this. We got to cut this, man. Yeah. I want the Knicks to get value for Randle. All right, certain experts are not paying attention to this part.
And you know what? Trading him to the Suns is not a bad trade because Ayton may want to be out. Crowder's out. They're lacking a power forward, and Cam Johnson's going to be that guy. Or trading him to Charlotte. Now that they're trying to maybe dump the season to get the French guy, but
Wembanyama.
Yeah, I mean, Obi looks spectacular, and a spectacular player can't have 10 to 12 minutes a game. At the same time, Randall averaged 38 minutes last year at the 4.
There you go. There you go. Hey, listen, the truth shall set you free. Great takes, guys. Great takes. Now you guys, I got nothing. You guys, hopefully I got nothing. Yeah, you guys nailed it. Honestly, I mean, you're right, coach. You're definitely right. You should work on, be patient with the process. Let them both figure it out. And yeah, you're right. Obi's on a contract deal. Wall Street, you may have a point too. Got to find a way to get him in there. And I don't know if it's at the 3, but if you got him and I don't know. We got to see the metrics of Julius and Obi sharing space, sharing time on the floor before we could say, whether this works.
Definitely not protecting the paint.
I mean, hey, listen, but who is these days? Regular season, you got to get up and down anyway. And this is where coaching comes into play, where we're always thinking like, oh man, can Obi and Julius? Tibbs needs to figure this out. Figure out the weakness in the team that you're playing that night. If Obi and Julius is the answer, then you go with that. You got to go with the best man up. But over the summer we spoke about the Knicks' most glaring flaw, and it's not the 3. It's not the forward spot. It's the coaching spot. Okay. Until they figure that out, until the Knicks, get somebody who can really figure it out. And I mean, they're 2-0 in the preseason. Things are great. Let's see during the hard times how things work. We did what's up with Cam. Basically, he's got to get better. He may not be the answer. It is what it is. I know, let's go around the league a little bit. So first up, I mean, the obvious news of the day or the days. Draymond Green not sucker punching him. Let's get it right. He didn't sucker punch.
He didn't sucker punch.
He didn't sucker punch him. He punched him. Like he got shoved and he punched him. And
yeah, but he was all over him. He was way on top of him. There was nothing but to push.
It's a fight.
It wasn't a fight.
Rules to a fight.
It was a sucker punch. And it was a sucker punch like Kermit. Like it was like he almost broke his jaw punch.
I don't know.
A Kermit Washington against Rudy Tomjanovich punch.
Listen, he dropped him. But
for you young guys, Google that. Kermit Washington, Rudy Tomjanovich.
That's his story.
And if you have an opportunity, read the book, The Punch.
He shattered his face. Kermit Washington shattered. The reason why Rudy Tomjanovich looks the way he looks is because of Kermit Washington, to be honest with you. Shattered his shit. But fellas, Ed, I know you wanted to talk about this. What were your thoughts on that, man? And what do you think the effect on the Warriors' chemistry, or what do you think the effect overall?
I think Draymond gets too much credit and not enough blame for what he has done over the years. Okay. The time that he kicked LeBron, he basically cost them the championship because they were up. All right.
Yes.
He got KD got on the team and he basically got into a similar argument, and he got called out names between Draymond and KD honestly left because of Draymond.
Yes.
Cost him another championship. And you see this young player, Jordan Poole, who's 22 years old. Draymond is 32 years old. Ironically and unfortunately, they are competing for contract money. Draymond's deal is up, and Jordan's rookie extension is up. And, they're in the money. They're paying Clay $40-something million. They're paying Curry $50-something million. They're already paying Draymond $20-something million. There's not enough cash. They have the repeater tax going on. I think that the Golden State Warriors are going to make tough decisions. And who would you rather pay, Draymond or Poole? I think the answer is Poole, and Draymond knows that. And in all this trash talking. Poole let him know, and Draymond got into his feelings and knocked him out cold. And those type of situations, I don't know if you ever been on a team that you had a fight with someone. When I went to Fordham, I was trying out for the basketball team. I was a walk-on, and I would get on it and not on it. I played JV as well. And this guy was mad at one of the scholarship players was mad at me because I had a girl that he liked and he couldn't get. And my man would never pass me the ball. And he would throw, and whenever I shoot the ball, he would always say rebound. And it drove me nuts. I hated that guy. I hated that guy from freshman year until today. I went to college like 25 years ago. Jordan Poole will never, ever forget the fact that he got knocked out and the world saw it. If the world didn't see that video, it'd be one thing, but everybody saw it. And now everyone's questioning Draymond's leadership. And you know what? I think Draymond's going to get suspended for like 25 to 30 games.
What?
And I don't see, or I see Draymond getting traded and him not playing for the Golden State Warriors this year.
Yeah, there's rumors of him going to the Lakers if there isn't a resolution. That's one of the rumors, though. There's a bunch. Wall Street, what are your thoughts?
It don't mean nothing if you win. Literally, this is America. You can punch people in the face if it makes me money, you know, if it gets me dubs, if it gets me championships. But I think that's like I'm probably making a little bit more out of it than it needs to be. If it wouldn't have gotten leaked, we would have forgotten about it already. And it's messed up. Draymond definitely they definitely got to win. I tell you that they definitely better win. Or if there's any like
Wall Street, you ever had a teammate punch you in the face like that and knock you out? Coach, you ever get punched in the face and get knocked out by a teammate? How you gonna play with that guy?
Yeah,
let's be real. How you gonna play with him?
I'm gonna tell you two instances. All right. So first off, everybody knows it happened with Jordan and Kerr. And man, most recently,
the difference there is one was Michael Jordan, the other one was Steve Kerr.
Before Bobby Portis, let's see if you guys can remember this. Before Bobby Portis got traded to the Knicks, who did he play for?
Oh, he destroyed Nikola. He was on the Bulls.
Yeah,
he beat him up in practice.
And then you know what happened? You know what happened after that?
They started
playing great. They started playing great together for the games that they did play together. Or both of them together, their numbers started to like get better, and the chemistry between them actually got better. And
where you going here?
There's no reason. It's work. It's work. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You remember.
You have fights at work.
You remember.
You have fights at work. I don't have fights at work.
Listen, it happens. It happens. All right. People have fights all the time, especially with your brothers.
It doesn't happen.
Especially it does. It does. Clearly it does. But man, I had one more.
Wall Street, example. You and I are family. You knock me out, you're not invited to Thanksgiving.
What about the next one? What about next?
Never.
Listen,
you were banned from my home.
Listen, these guys are pros. It happens. Are there going to be repercussions? Again, like we said before, and at the end of the day, it's true. If it doesn't impact winning, we're not even going to talk about it in 20 days. Now, if Jordan Poole suddenly drops freaking a bunch of percentage points and something starts to fizz and it grows from here, if it doesn't die here, then we might be talking about it for another little while. But let me tell you something else, Eddie. That whole thing about, again, we wouldn't have even been talking about it if it wasn't for that it got leaked. This happens all the time in professional sports. You think football players don't punch each other in the face all the time? Basketball players, they punch each other in the face all the time. And if my brother punches me in the face because I did some dumb stuff and I can't shake it off, then somebody was wrong. At the end of the day, we don't know who it was. Somebody was
wrong. knocked
right,
them
so
out.
you don't
Gordon
know
Poole
that.
was wrong.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you gotta chin check your man. Let me tell you something. It's like you said, Luke. Hey, you just said if I punch you in your face, you would never invite me to Thanksgiving again, right? But
That's a true statement.
What if you were having?
Listen, look at me very carefully.
Okay.
I don't care what you're about to say, but that's the truest thing you've heard. You were not invited to Thanksgiving.
All right. So one time my man was drowning. One time my man was drowning, and I jumped into the water to save him. As I tried to save him, he started like pushing me down because he was panicking. I punched him in the face, and then I dragged his semi-conscious ass out of the water.
I mean,
so there are situations.
Good man.
There are situations.
Listen,
if you losing your mind for whatever reason, in this case, listen, there's only one case that I could think of that maybe he deserved it. All right. He had a good season He had a good season last year, and he was walking around. Practice like he was Deion Sanders or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't be acting like Deion.
You know these young boys.
In a team like Golden State, you start walking around like Deion, you might get punched in the face. You come into practice with no shoes on, you might get punched in the face. Especially we a championship team. You come in here talking some shit, you might get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? Now, we professional, Jordan Poole, if you were wrong, can you come to terms with the fact that you were wrong? Have a conversation and then go on and win. If Draymond Green was wrong, can you come to terms with that? Have a conversation, go on and win. Can y'all both be like, yo, fuck it, and let's just go on and play ball and win? If the answer is yes, again, we're not going to be talking about it in 15 days. Let the Golden State Warriors go 10-1.
We will be talking about it because Draymond's not going to play for like 20 games.
Listen, we had Hoodie Melo.
That's not official.
I'm going to end here. Listen, we had Hoodie Melo. Hoodie Melo was great. Now we got Black Eye Poole. So we're going to see what happens. He might play really well with a black eye.
Yo,
give him another one.
Black Eye Poole.
So, right, allegedly, Jordan Poole was a heckler. I was trying to find where I found this from. Well, as Green is shooting free throws, he says, stop pissing down your leg because he airballed a free throw.
Oh, okay.
Poole had jokingly asked Draymond why's his Twitter handle Money Green if he's the one that's about to get paid.
Oh.
And then the last straw appeared to come Wednesday when Poole asked Green what he did whenever an attractive female entered the gym at Michigan State. Did they like the triple singles? So like all these little jabs, and I know you the person about to take my money. Come on, man.
And coach, can I add one more thing?
Disrespectful.
You the locker room leader. You like one of the spiritual leaders of this team. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other young guys, and they looking to you. You, Jordan Poole, you still one of the young men in the team. Draymond Green, you face Braun in the finals. You got something that Jordan Poole don't got, and some of that is up here. So now you testing the leadership.
Yo,
I might have to smack you up a little bit.
And you know, it could be respectable after that. Like, yo, stop playing with me, stop talking to me like that. Take this chin check.
Yep. This
like
is how we win.
Overall, like Draymond's energy, like on court for the other team, fuels his team. Like the way he goes about handling his business, going at his opponent.
He's the heart.
It adds something that you don't get anywhere else in the league.
He's the heart. He's the heart for real.
The way he plays is a perfect fit for Curry. It's a 1-of-1 kind of scenario. So for the Golden State Warriors to literally try to take that away, like it'll hurt in the long run. So yeah, Jordan Poole, you was talking spicy. Nobody checked you. Yeah, now I'm gonna check you. And we're gonna be good after that. You learn to be more respectful. I'm gonna keep telling you do what you do. Because obviously, if I'm Draymond, I can't score. I'm not gonna not pass you the ball. That don't make no sense. I still gotta win games. I'm still trying to collect the check. But if it comes out to being about the money, go get your bread, Draymond. You earned it. But definitely, from the Golden State standpoint, they leaked it. I feel like it's a conspiracy. They leaked it on purpose. Yo, you want to get paid? Now you got to take this discount because you look bad. And I hope
Looks like
more of the story comes out. Like you can even see in Draymond's apology. You can see in Draymond's apology that he's a forward thinker. So definitely he was like, yo, I want to apologize to Jordan's family because now they got to deal with that shame. It's like, yo, to be that thoughtful, like he didn't hit him for no reason, but he was past his boiling point. And people fail to realize that. And the video looks freaking terrible. Like it looks disgusting. I was taken back.
It to me, bro. He
Like,
pushed him. You listen, you
yeah,
initiate the contact.
but once you put him out, you're supposed to you don't keep wailing.
I'm not gonna push you and then be like, okay, you gonna stay pushed but
boy ain't even have a chance to get up. Like I don't know. It looked like he passed out. You couldn't see.
You need to trade him.
Everybody was crowding him. It looked like he just passed out. He was playing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
No, Steph is the forward thinker in this picture.
They may
night. But definitely, man. I hope the documentary comes out and this full story is explained. And yeah, like Draymond, get your bread, man. Shout out to you.
Also, Draymond, he's not getting his bread because the whole triple single thing, that's a real thing. His true values is to the Golden State Warriors. And I feel like this is such a negative thing that they're not going to pay him. And his value to other teams are not going to be the same. Oh. So the $100 million he was looking for at 33 that can't shoot no more, I think that's out the window. I don't think that he can get a big contract anymore.
If Julius Randle got $100 million, Draymond Green get $100 million.
Julius is way better than Draymond.
And
Draymond lives in the pace and space offense. It's not to say he's not smart enough because he's got basketball intellect.
Problem is he can't shoot though.
Yeah, he couldn't play in the Knicks offense. He couldn't play. I mean, it's
Julius Randle playing the Knicks offense.
It works for Draymond because he has Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson.
Yes, yeah.
But not every team has the two best 3-pointers.
Listen, I was just looking at Sacramento. They got Fox and Herter. He can find somewhere.
He can
go play in Orlando or something.
He'll find a place, but they're not going to pay him $100 million.
I doubt it.
Yes.
And I wanted to talk to you guys. That's great takes, guys. Great takes. Shout out to Draymond. Hopefully, he recovers from this. Okay. It was some sucker shit in a way. Whoever leaked that video, that was some sucker shit. Because that was supposed to stay between them. And they made it bigger than what it actually was. You know what I'm saying?
Draymond, really, you're not invited to my Thanksgiving either, yo.
Draymond's not invited.
No way.
Yo, Ed, what if you have some mushrooms and you're hallucinating and you're trying to run off into the forest, without your clothes on, and I can't stop you, so I'll hook off on you.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh man, listen, we setting that up. January, we got Ed Dollars versus Wall Street. We doing the pay-per-view numbers. Anyway, moving on. Last subject. Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson put on a show last week. Okay. Scoot Henderson, at least from the rankings and even to myself, I've been following him for a while. He was jumping to schools and stuff. Scoot Henderson is an amazing point guard, amazing leaping ability, has pretty good basketball IQ. I mean, he was looking to get paid. He was never going to go to college. It was obvious from the moves that they were making for him early on. I think he's got a sneaker deal already. Not sure. But he was like the consensus number one pick for a while for this upcoming draft. Then Wembanyama played and showed off his arsenal. And I never seen him play like that before. I seen him in the post. I seen him on the perimeter on jump shots and international play. I remember the leaked video of him busting this dude's ass on you. Gobert's ass in the 2-on-2. That was real. Gobert was playing for real at one point. Like he was really trying to guard him. But I didn't really see until I saw in this game that G League game. I was just like, man, like this kid is a 2K like created player cheat. 7'4". I mean, he's probably like 220. He's really skinny, but he runs the floor well, can play on the perimeter, has a handle that makes you honest, right? You don't sleep because he'll catch you. And he's got a nice perimeter game. And he's if you think you got the layup, he comes off the side. He's an off-ball defender. And he pretty much cemented himself that everybody's talking about now, the Wemby tank. People are talking about tanking for him because this is this once in a generational player, supposedly. That they talk about Charlotte's taking for him now, and all types of crap. But Coach, I'm gonna start with you because you're definitely the youth. You got your ear to the street. You and Ed, definitely you guys got your ears, but we tend to know about a lot of high schoolers and stuff like that. What were your thoughts on the Scoot Henderson versus Wemby? They didn't play against each other per se. They wasn't matched up, but they put on a show. They both definitely put on a show.
It was an exciting game. Both have a lot of moves, so just the fact that they were able to be effective in that setting and open up, the
against grown men.
It's great. Wembanyama, he had a good Euro Cup or whatever that was. So he's been playing well overseas for a while, and to finally see him in a more NBA type of setting was definitely a big deal. And it's interesting, man. This whole unicorn theory, aka the real unicorn, and all of that, guys that big that can shoot change the game. So now for him it's all about getting strong, putting on weight, staying healthy. I'm thinking long term. And definitely for Scoot, Scoot has so many moves.
Yeah.
At such a young age.
Dunks, dunk contest dunks on the layup drill.
At such a young age to have that skill set, it's all about how well his IQ will shape once he gets into the league. So this question marks for me personally with either or. Everyone always takes the bigger guy. All GMs always take the bigger guy. Me, I think I've grown to always try to find the Luka Doncic's and the James Harden types and figure out what else is out there. So we see Derek Whitehead, he's there.
It's a loaded draft, by the way. It's a really good draft.
So only Coach would bypass Wembanyama to go for
I'm not saying if I have the number one pick.
Day job, Coach.
I'm not taking
that.
I'm just saying though, you gotta really, really do your homework on these other guys before you pick the big guy that could get hurt. Because we all see how Porzingis turned out. We seen how Kwame Brown turned out. We seen how who was the last number one? Shoot, even Anthony Bennett. So there's always big guys that play well.
That's a bad example.
there's always the big guys that play well that don't pan out, but definitely the fact that he can shoot makes him.
Talking about one of the worst drafts of all time, Coach.
Yes, I gotta
come on.
Listen,
it was who wants to be first? All right,
I'm gonna find another big that didn't. Oh, Grego.
Olo Candy, Sam Bowie. I mean, you could,
But
definitely,
Scoot with all the moves is a must for today's NBA. But definitely Wembanyama, if he could deter shots and be a force and not get bullied by some of the few bigs we have in the league, then he could definitely be a championship anchor. And he could change again, create a different landscape of how we view basketball again. Dirk had a small window of it, but he could boom that into something way more than what Dirk had.
Up until this point, 7-footers was gonna have to put their resumes on Indeed.com because it was getting crazy out there for centers.
In the corner, pick him pop.
Ed, what are your thoughts?
I watched the game too, and Scoot Henderson's nice. There's no doubt about it. He would be the number one draft pick in this upcoming draft, and it's too bad that that he actually went to the G League Elite and not to a college like a UNC or a Duke or Kentucky, because he would have been dynamic on television. He looked really good. He looked like a combination of John Wall, Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
He was a big guard. He's a big guard with all the moves, and he got a little swagger to him. He could shoot, he could pass. He's dynamic. But Wembanyama, I mean, he scored 37 points in that game. 37 points, and he shot 7 threes. And I'm not talking about catch and shoot threes. I'm talking about off the dribble, like giving you a hezzy with a pump fake three and making them in the clutch.
7-for-4.
And you know what the funny thing is? You guys are talking about the game against Scoot. I also saw the game against the following game that they had against the G League Elite when Scoot didn't play, and he didn't have as many points, but he had a better all-around game. I mean, Wembanyama could do it all. He has every move in the basket. He was bringing up the ball. If he had better teammates, they would have won that game by 20 points. One of the ESPN analysts says this right now, and this is why everyone's tanking. If you add Victor Wembanyama to your team, the franchise value of your team will increase by $500 million.
Sheesh.
Someone on ESPN said that if LeBron James was coming out this year with Wembanyama would still be the number 1 draft pick. That's how impressive this guy is. Now, Coach, you're right. He's 7'4". He already has a couple issues. He played 66% of his games in France. He's also French. There's a lot of French guys that have not done well in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
The French slander?
This guy has something that those other guys don't. And a lot of the coaches say he's very ultra competitive. They say, he has like this genius thing where he wants to be, he catches things extremely fast. He wants to beat you in every competition. A lot of people are telling him that he should not continue playing and just wait for the draft, and he refuses to. He's ultra competitive, which is a great thing. I mean, his skills are ahead of the time. He has guard skills for a big man, and it's super impressive to see. I mean,
that's scary.
The French team was down 8 points, and he single-handedly brought them almost to the brink in that last minute by hitting 2 threes and a couple. Oh, it was amazing, man. But again, not to say anything, Scoot was also really, really good. But there's a vast difference between Wembanyama and Scoot in regards to like who's the number 1 draft pick. The number 1 draft pick will always be Victor Wembanyama.
And would you say that because there's a lot more players like Scoot in the league right now, as opposed to Wembanyama, that's the difference, or you just talking? Because skill wise, I think
now Wembanyama has things that we've never seen as a player. He's 6'4", and
6 foot. Yeah,
I'm sorry, he's 7'4".
7 foot.
But one of the plays that stands out was when Scoot had the ball all the way past the half court line, and he was guarding someone, and Wembanyama just came around and touched the ball. He came around on his left-hand side. He was on the right-hand side of Scoot, and his extension, he actually palmed the ball, and they stole it from Scoot. The guy has defensive prowess. He's ultra athletic. He's 7'4", and he can shoot. I mean, he's a 2K player.
Yeah. That hezzy, the hezzy with the corner jumper, I was just like
crazy.
Ooh. Yeah, and then it's like you can't block that.
But Scoot in itself, if it wasn't for Wembanyama, we'd be talking about Scoot, because it's Wembanyama, and you got a big vast canyon, Scoot, but Scoot to the third guy is a big vast canyon. So whoever gets the first 2 picks is set.
Yeah. I mean, the draft is deep though. Like I wouldn't take a dump on Brandon Miller, Dariq Whitehead. You know what I'm saying? Gigi Jackson, who got a deal. He got an NIL deal. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got deals. You got a couple dudes. Anthony Black is nice.
Shout out to Bronny James for getting Nike endorsements. Only 5 players this year to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. So I mean, there's players, but you're right. There's definitely Wembanyama just from the optics of seeing a 7'4" 220-pound dude work the perimeter the way he does. Wembanyama at the 3 probably makes more sense than Obi at the 3.
Oh my God.
But Wall Street, Wall Street. Did you catch? Did you catch these guys?
I didn't. I saw just like a couple of minutes. It's the only thing they call them unicorns for a reason because it's rare. There's a lot of 7. There's not a lot, but there's plenty of 7'4" guys out there, 7'3" guys, 7'2" guys that can't run the pace of the NBA. And he looks great. He looks great. But it's the reason they call them unicorns. That 7'4" is probably a little bit of a strike against you at this point in the NBA.
Okay, Rudy Gobert's at 7'1", and he's taller than him.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard when you get into the physical aspect of the game, into getting hit, into there's a difference between fast and quick, and there's a reason why NBA players are slower than NFL players. Track and field guys, they blow. They're first. And then you kind of get the soccer players, and then you get the football players, and then the NBA guys. And that's because NBA guys are quick, not fast. It's like a horse. A horse is fast, but it takes them a long time to get there. Guys that are 7'4", it takes them, a while to get up to speed, and they're not very quick left to right. So I look at a guy like this and I say, is he a unicorn? There's really no way to tell. There's going to be guys like this. The handles is what everybody's talking about, and the jump shot, it looks great, but you're not going to know nothing until you can answer this. Can he run for 2.5 miles a night for 30 something minutes?
Preach.
And guys, there's going to be a lot of guys around the league. What's this guy's PJ Tucker? He's playing power forward and center at this point. There's a reason. There's a reason why you could take a guy like that and put him a big. You got a guy like you got a guy 7'4", guy like Bobby Portis, and I'm gonna bring him up again because I love Bobby Portis. I think that he does some great things. I wish he would have stayed as a Knick, but he's a tough dude. And you're not gonna survive just because you're 7'4". You know what 7'4" does to a guy like Bobby Portis? It gives them more to hit. Like you're easier to find now. When I'm gonna lower my when I lower my shoulder on you, I'm gonna find you. So he got to get stronger. He got to be able to run, and then there's a million guys out there that could dribble and shoot, but there's not a lot of guys out there that could run how these guys run. How they can't bang like these guys bang. They get hit, and it's a tough sport. So I look at him and I say, hey, maybe you remember Yao Ming? Yao Ming, if it wasn't, he could have been one of the greatest ever. But when you're that size and that weight, it's almost like a knock at that point. It's like, when guys make the NBA when they're like 5'6", and you're like, yo, he's the skill level that you have to make it into the league at under 6 feet, 5'9", 5'8", your skill level, your speed, your athleticism, it gotta be off the chart just for you to be Nate Robinson, just for you to have a career.
Yeah.
Now,
I think there's also like nature and gravity and all those things that those things have an effect on like your knees.
The harder
exactly. The bigger they are, there's a Goldilocks range in basketball, and it's it's like 6'3" to like 6'8", 6'9".
But after those guys are gonna have to guard him too, and he's gonna make it. I mean, he can get stronger. I mean, and there's things I don't know. I guess the biggest question mark is, can a 7'4" guy stay healthy, right? I think that's all in our minds. That's really what we're asking, because can he stay healthy? It's more likely that a dude like Scoop can stay healthy versus a freak of nature that's 7'4", 220. Because watching that shit, was just like mind blowing. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, where the hell did he get this game from? Like it was crazy. And I, you know, like it was just mind blowing to see that. And when the hezzy step back and the coming off the three, pump fake to the lane, the dunks, and I'm like, he's playing like a guard.
Take
like,
contact. When you gotta take NBA contact every night, like it's gonna take its toll.
For the first year.
and when you that tall, yeah, exactly. You gotta get Giannis strong. And you got too many dribbles at that size, it's not gonna work. You know, you gotta get 1-2 dribbles and get to the lane. Yeah, is it gonna work or not? Is the reason that they call them the unicorns. You know, it's rare for you to be able to succeed at that size and that way. Because what are you? Are you a point guard or you're a center? Are you gonna push my point guard off the perimeter and get my now? If you're gonna play center, are you gonna push Nikola Jokic? Are you gonna push Joel Embiid off the line?
Foul
trouble. Yeah, it's tough at that size that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fellas, great takes, y'all. Great takes. Oh man, Ryan! Shout out to Ryan. He appeared on the YouTube cast. Shout out to Ryan Fallon. What up, Ryan? Yeah, you better be ready for the next week. The STK Fantasy League premieres. Ryan's going abroad to work, I guess, or wherever he's going, but we don't care. You sure better be ready. You're food. But fellas, listen, y'all all had great takes tonight. Y'all are awesome as always. Shout out to Ed, who literally was on daddy daycare duty, waking up. You know what I mean? We need numbers though, Ed. You gotta give us those Evan Fournier numbers.
I gotta bring it next time. I gotta bring it.
You gotta give us those Evan Fournier numbers because Wall Street needs
them.
You
gotta have the database set.
Just Evan Fournier
guys
numbers.
Came out of the woodworks and I was like, whoa, guys, whoa. How many threes did he make? How many threes did he make?
He made a lot.
It's gonna haunt me tonight in my sleep. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Right? But definitely shout out to you guys. You guys always have the great takes. Any last words, fellas?
RJ, RJ, you will hopefully have your time. Julius made his season work out where we at least make a decent playoff run. I'll take a second round. We got to win at least 2 games in the second round. I'll take 2 games in the second round at the minimum. And if we could do a miracle Eastern Conference Finals appearance, that'll have the whole world going bananas. Draymond, I hope the story comes out real soon. I'm looking forward to that documentary about why you did what you did. And to all those young guys in the league, I don't know, man. Rookie of the year, impress us. Whoever's the next rookie of the year, be impressive. Looks like it's
Wall Street. Any last words?
If Draymond punched Jordan Poole in practice, now if he would have punched Jordan Poole at the ESPN Awards, he would have been blackballed, forever. Just like Will Smith. He did it in the right place.
It's all about places where you punch people.
Exactly.
It's all about
as long as you don't hit him at an award show, you're gonna be good.
No Will Smiths. I agree. Ed, any last words besides, your Turkey Day invites being subject to review?
Evan Fournier made 38.9% of his 3-point shots.
How many did he take?
38.9%.
Right on cue.
All right. I'll give you the rest of the stats next week.
Oh, fellas, it's been real. See y'all next week.
Later, boys.
Later.